Okay. We actually got through everything. Can't believe.
Mr. Jamie Croil, this is something that I would not miss.
Is that hard? Very proud of you. So long.
It's been so long.
Yeah.
And it's so long to you now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, it's always do, but better to happen this way.
Thank you. Yeah.
Compared to a young guy. I'm talking, you've done better 20, 30 years of life. The whole idea, leave it better than when you found it.
Yeah. It's just at least ready to grow.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was terrified years ago, and I thought, he's talking, he can't leave. And now the time has come, anyhow.
Yeah. And Ben's good.
I just want to say thank you for all the years and all the good things that happened and your faith and all of that.
And I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know if you read my note in the beginning thing. Everything I got out of it. His life also.
I'm looking forward to this.
Cool. Yeah. Ben sounds good. Everything sounds really cool. And everybody here, except the son, wanted to be here later. And we got a couple of days left if you have Daniel put together. Everybody here is now.
Sure. Music?
Yeah.
So
We're having a private conversation here. Please turn away. Near the microphone. Just wanted the guys to hear what was going on. I'll move that. I'm going to bring my chair back. The chair goes back here.
Well, it is genuinely good to see you. Welcome to Jazz Vespers at St. Andrews-Wesley United Church. We are really delighted that you can be here today, and today in particular, because this is a very special day as Jamie Croil, who has been serving as our incredibly skilled and dedicated jazz coordinator. In other words, he's the person who is in touch with all of the musicians and waiting for emails to come back, and then sending out another email as a reminder. Like, that has been Jamie's work, and he's been perfect for that because he's so well connected with the jazz community, as well as being a respected member, a performer in the jazz community, and having a real heart for Jazz Vespers and what that is particularly. So this is the last Sunday where Jamie's going to be serving in that capacity. And then you're going to be back on Easter Day, but just as part of the backup band, is that?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is one of the last times, I think,
Of my music.
of your music, and you're headlining, but we'll see what happens in the future. So all of the compositions today are written by Jamie, and let's start with an appreciation to Jamie Croil. Now, you realize you peaked early, right?
Yeah.
If there's no standing ovation at the end, it'll be so disappointing. But it's just, I think it's just a glimpse of the appreciation that we have for you, Jamie.
Yes.
And we're just delighted that you are here. St. Andrews-Wesley strives to be an open-hearted, open-minded, LGBTQ2+ affirming congregation where we hope you know that you are welcome here in this place, no matter who you are, no matter where you're from, whatever your spiritual background may or may not be, whomever you happen to love, there is a seat for you here in this place, and there's a place for you here in the heart of the church. And so you are welcome. We gather together as we are always reminding ourselves that we do so on the unceded and the traditional territories of the Musqueam, the Squamish and the Tsleil-Waututh people who have been here from time out of mind, literally, playing and working on this land. And so we gather in relationship with those ancient cultures and our neighbors today. We have an amazing collection of musicians here today. And so let me begin by introducing Braxton Raymond on the saxophone. Please welcome Jason DeCudo on the piano. Colin Sankey on the bass. Clem Platel on the drums. And we have two guitarists, Dave Ives and Harrison Ives. And if you've noticed, that's the same surname. They are related by instrument and by blood.
Yeah.
And Colin, I understand that you're recently back from New York, where you won a bass award while there. So bravo to you. We're glad that you're back here on the West Coast. And so let's dive right into the opening piece. Let's get into it, shall we?
All right. That was too slick. Now they don't know it's called Into It.
There we go.
Let's get into it. It's called Into
Too
It.
subtle.
Don't. 1, 2.
Yeah, you can sit there. It's just the camera angle. You're the back. Is that all right, Alex? No? Oh, no, sorry. My mistake. You're sitting next to friends. Could you just maybe scooch down a little? Is that all right? Yeah, thanks. I just got overruled. You know, power only goes so far. Yeah, okay. What a wonderful way to begin. Thank you. Into it. We are into it. And Jamie, one of the things that I appreciate about jazz is the relationship. Like, you have to be listening to others, and a musician inspires the other musicians that are in the group, gives you hints as to where you might take the next improvisation. You weren't always a mature, seasoned jazz musician.
From 4 years old, absolutely.
From 4. You just came ready into the world.
Automatic.
But for most human beings, we don't give birth to ourselves in the world, and we are in relationship, and there are influences, people who inspire us along the way. And I'm just curious, could you share with us a little bit about who have been the musicians who have influenced you, who have inspired you along the course of your jazz musical journey?
There are too many to list all of them, but at 3, it was my mom who played the piano. She played by ear in the key of F, only in the key of F. Showed me the piano, and I was immediately intrigued. And then that ended up starting trumpet by fluke in grade 5, and then Louis Armstrong, Herb Alpert, very popular in the early 60s when I was around, and Miles Davis, and then Freddie Hubbard, and then every other famous jazz trumpet player you've ever met. It's they all have something to show.
And when did music capture your heart and mind?
I said 3 years old.
Really, from the beginning?
Yep.
What do you think it was?
That's right.
Yeah, what do you think it was about music?
We didn't have TV.
That helps. No video games?
Nope. No black and white TV didn't show up till I was 6.
Yeah. And did you ever feel like there was a juncture in your life where the spark really caught fire, and it wasn't just something that you were interested in, but you realized you wanted to make a go of this as a profession?
You know, that kind of just happened recently. I think the childhood feeling, it was a real feeling of love for music. And I never felt comfortable turning that into a job. So I never really faced I got to do this and this and this to be a professional. I just the love of playing. And through that, I've taught myself everything I know.
Beautiful. And that comes through in your playing and your compositions as well. Have there been some highlights as you look back on your musical journey? Have there been some highlights that really stand out that you just think, oh my gosh, this was heaven on earth?
Sure. I think every musician has those.
Yeah.
Every musician has those. Weird ones. I played with the Beefeater Band when I was young, and we ended up playing for the Queen's Jubilee anniversary in 1977 in London. And there were other bands there, like the Kiwi Infantry Band, all really good musicians. And in that show, we had Frank Minear from Seattle, famous big band trumpet player, teaching us through the marching patterns and the playing and stuff like that. And I was experimenting with upper register, so I ended up taking a couple of high notes up at the end of a tune, and he came running over on the break and said, through the crowd,
Who
that
did
you? And I said, yeah. And he said, keep doing that. So I did. I did it all the way through the show. I'm in London playing these, what we call double Bs and double Cs at the end of the song. And then after our show, we go out. We were in a place sort of like the Coliseum, and we were actually staying up on the 6th floor. So I made my way up the stairs, and halfway up, I was accosted by 10 guys from the Kiwi Infantry Band who grabbed my horn out of my hands and grabbed the mouthpiece and said, "What's he playing? What's he playing?"
Did you have a cheater mouthpiece?
No. No, it was just a 3C.
Yeah.
So all of those, trumpet. But, highlights, many highlights. One time, the song Into It there. I wrote that back in the 1980s. It was recorded by the Wild Root Orchestra. And we were playing one time a dance at not the Coliseum. Almost had it.
Here in Vancouver?
On
Rogers or
Bramble
BC?
Street, the Commodore. There we go.
Oh, the Concord.
Holds 1,000 people, sprung dance floor.
Yeah.
So we were playing for some convention group or something like that, and we started with that tune. And what had been an empty dance floor filled immediately, and they rocked it through all the solos and everything to the end, and it was literally like a 10-minute ovation.
Oh.
And on the break afterwards, the leader of the band, Jim McGilvray, came up to me and said, "What does it feel like to have 1,000 people screaming for your song like that?"
Yeah.
It was a good feeling.
Not bad.
It was all right. I went and had dinner after that.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll treat us to your next song. And there's no spring in the floor, but if you feel like you're inspired to get up and dance, feel free.
Dancing is allowed. Dancing is allowed. Yeah.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you. Yeah. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I'm lucky, life goes my way, and in those happy times, I'll be singing all day. We're in letter A now, back second time. Sometimes I'm crazy, think I can't lose. And life reminds me, I gotta live in the truth. Living a dream ain't what it seems in the down times. One day ahead of the game, the next day behind. Doing everything I can to keep this good life rolling. Didn't I swear I'll get it right and we'll be fine? All in time. Take it away. Sometimes I'm lazy, just need to stay low. Gotta save my energy, with so far to go. sometimes I'm hungry for the times we knew, and in my reverie, it's the same for you. Living a dream ain't what it seems in the down times. One day ahead of the game, the next day behind. Don't let this good love slip away, baby. Didn't I swear I'll get it right and we'll be fine? Oh, yeah. All in time. All in time.
Jamie, it's nice to hear you sing as well as play. I remember Miles Black said, there are few people who can scat sing as well as Jamie Croil. And that he remembers when you guys would be jamming together and you'd get up and scat sing and then nobody wanted to follow after Jamie did it. But Jamie, you're not known for your stunning frequency in which you attend church. And yet,
This is the right end, right?
it's the right end. And yet, you are a real strong supporter of Jazz Vespers, which is different than playing in a club or playing at a dance or whatnot. And so, not getting too far away from the microphone there, can you say a little bit about how you understand Jazz Vespers as a thing and why it means something to you?
Okay. I'll talk in local terms and mega terms. In playing this music, what I've written is just a guideline. Everybody finds their way to meet each other in the groove and in the feel. So it's unwritten, it's felt. And the only way it works is if everybody relaxes and senses what everybody else is feeling. And when you get to that zone in jazz music, you're all feeling exactly the same thing. And you can actually just let go. It's no longer a technical process. If only the world was like that.
Yeah. Right. And that's one of the gifts of music, isn't it? Now, it's not easy, in my opinion, to come to the place where you can just let go and relax into the music and then find that groove with everybody. That is an art. That's an art of music. But in terms of where you see jazz as a genre of music meeting what is hoped to happen in a church community, how do you see those two things come together? You've hinted at it, but maybe a little more specifically. Tease it out.
When people get to that, when musicians get to that point, it's very spiritual.
Yeah.
You're actually letting go of your own devices, thinking devices, and going by instinct, which puts you directly in touch with things spiritual. It's a faith, a belief. Yeah. I know this is going to work the way I anticipate. Kind of letting go.
Yeah.
So it's a very strong connection to Jazz Vespers for me, and it's also a very strong connection to what I've always heard you and Gary Patterson. Gary's here. Hi, Gary. And Gordon Turner, and all the other ministers here, what they speak of on a regular basis. On the front steps, everybody's included.
Yeah, yeah. And you mentioned earlier that how the music comes from you from a place of love, is generated from a place of love. And, we often hear in our society people say, well, I'm spiritual but not religious. And I actually think that there's a lot of truth to that. I think every human being is spiritual And we're just spiritual in different ways. And some people find themselves within a church community to live out their spirituality with the support of each other, learning from each other. And other people, it's through music, or it's kayaking, or it's a hike in the mountains. There are lots of different ways in which we live out the depth of our humanity, which we often understand as spirituality, the depth of our humanity that is connecting us to something that is greater than ourselves, right? And I think that's one of the beautiful things about music, is that you can have people that are collected together from different cultures, different languages, and yet the music brings it all together in a beautiful way. Just to a short anecdote. I lived in Japan for a couple of years, and while I was there, I went to hear the Ray Brown Trio perform. And there was a divide. Ray and his group spoke English. Most people in the audience did not. And the very polite, respectful Japanese audience at the beginning were quite formal. But through the warmth of the music and the warmth of Ray Brown's spirit, by the end, there was this amazing connection between the music and those who were there participating as listeners. And it's such a beautiful thing. So that's one of the things I appreciate about Jazz Vespers. I think we're moving in the same direction together. Yeah. Did you want to say anything else, or we?
I do, about my own writing. I don't really consider myself a jazz musician. I feel
imposter.
I feel it. I'm an imposter. The people that we book here, they're all dedicated to the craft. Many have taken lengthy degrees in studying, and it's basically a lifelong study. The knowledge of harmony mixed with melody, melodic choices, rhythmic feels, and the amount of stuff it takes to put it together. I tip my hat to any who do that, and there are many in this town, and that's among the people who we book here. I bring that up because everybody in this band is a special band put together for today, because everybody here is booked to perform here later in the year with their own group. So you're hearing them.
So this
now.
is coming attractions.
Yeah, basically.
Great.
But as for writing, as in any type of creative pursuit, the minute you start thinking of something disconnected, like musically, it would be, oh man, John's going to love this part. As soon as you feel that separation from the fact that it's the song that's telling you what it is, then you lose it. So in my writings, I've only written what I felt was honestly the song was trying to be.
So in that way, it sounds like you're describing the creative process of composition is getting out of your way so that the music can happen and be recorded on the page.
I believe the song is there somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you can't hear it, it's not the song's fault.
Right.
You may hear a hint of it, and then you have to relax and be with it as it opens up and shows yourself like a timid child sometimes.
Yeah. I think that's a fabulous description of the soul, actually.
Okay.
How timid the soul can be. And sometimes we just need to slow down and pause and stop long enough that we're listening and attending and see where that shy soul is inviting us to go.
And it's cool that you would put the word soul to it, because that's how they describe music that has that feel.
Well,
soul music, right?
Shall we hear it in the next one?
Sure.
If You Were Here.
If You Were Here. Yeah. Very quiet audience.
So, is this a changeover? Let's thank Dave Ives and welcome Harrison. Thank you. So, Jamie, we literally could not have Jazz Vespers without you. As I was saying earlier, the contacts you have in the music world, the people that you know or who they know, and your intentionality to bring in all kinds of different genres of jazz and people of different ages and levels of experience. It's just been brilliant. But for a while now, you have been poking around to see if there might be somebody to help or then take over as the jazz coordinator. And we have come to a point where that has been able to happen. So Jamie, I'm going to invite you to pass the torch. This is the torch. To pass the torch to Benjamin McRae. If I could introduce you to Benjamin. Come on over, Ben. And we have the passing of the torch. Go ahead, Jamie.
I was going to say go long.
Yeah,
Go
that's right. Thanks, Jamie.
The passing of the torch.
So much. Thank you. Thank you.
It's official now. So this is Benjamin McRae, who is a graduate from the jazz program at Capilano University, and he's been a professional. He's so young. And yet he's been a professional musician for about 10 years already, and just is an amazing musician, clarinetist, also sax, and who knows what else. I mean, a variety of other instruments, but those are the primary instruments. And so, Benjamin, as you step in from Jamie's tenure, and Jamie, you've been serving as jazz coordinator for over 10 years. I'm thinking it's 12 to 14.
Okay.
About that? Okay. So when you say to Ben, go long, well, Ben, we're hoping you go long
I
too.
really meant it.
Yeah. We'll be
Yes,
talking,
exactly.
doing this job till I'm like 40 or something.
Yeah, maybe.
It's really meaningful for me to be able to take over in this position. I had the privilege of having lunch with Jamie and Dan on Friday. And when I was growing up out in Chilliwack in the valley, I listened to the Dal Richards Orchestra. Does anybody remember Dal? Yeah. We have some people in the house, Diane Lyons.
Yeah.
And I had all of the CDs. Dal signed them for me. And of course, Jamie was on those records. So it's really amazing to be able to take over, not just at this church and in this community, but to be able to do so from someone I've heard for a very long time. So it's very meaningful to me.
I have to tell you, I was very impressed with your resume.
It's true.
And the first couple of years will tell whether that's you or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm just kidding.
Thanks,
You're
Jamie.
going to do great.
You're going to do great.
Thank you.
And so you might also be interested to know that Benjamin is not just a professional jazz musician, but he's also on staff here at St. Andrews-Wesley as the minister with youth and young adults, and is currently a second-year student.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Second-year student at Vancouver School of Theology. And so is on his way. And it's just so interesting, Benjamin, that you bring these two things together in your own unique way, where you have the music and your passion for music that reaches deep within you, as you've articulated before with us in the morning service, but also this deep current of faith. And I wonder if you could just say something about what Jazz Vespers and the unique thing that this is. What does that mean to you?
The only way I would come back to church was through a Jazz Vespers, actually.
There's some honesty.
I had left the church. I'd left the church for a long time, and actually it was through Brentwood Presbyterian Church. Has anybody been out to Brentwood for their Jazz Vespers? Yeah. Big shout out to my home community. And it was through one of those services with Mike Allen playing A Love Supreme, John Coltrane's A Love Supreme. And that was my gradual re-entry. Everything Jamie was talking about, where this is a meeting of many types of hearts and minds and souls, rings true to me. I mean, you've got the jazz people who are here for music. You've got people who walk in off the street. You've got people that are church people. You've got people who haven't come in a long time. You've got people who just, I don't know how they ended up here. Maybe they liked one of the performers or something. And this is one of those places where we're really challenged to grow with our hearts into the love that the music and that Christian tradition talks about. It's a place where we're challenged to grow with our ears and grow in our understanding of what music is. And some weeks it's easier or harder than others. But this is an art form that I'm very passionate about, and I'm really excited to be here at St. Andrews-Wesley.
Once again, let's welcome Benjamin McRae. Can I have?
Yes, please.
So this is just symbolic. I think Clem probably does want his stick back. I'll just set it down here. The next.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't break that one.
The next composition of Jamie's is Of the Rain.
Featuring virtuoso meditation bowl musician, Reverend Dan Chambers.
It's my best instrument.
Of the Rain.
It does go on, just like a preacher. So, Jamie, you're talking about love being part of the music of jazz, music itself, composition. It reminds me of a short poem that the Sufi poet Hafez wrote. He said, "The subject tonight is love. And as a matter of fact, that's the subject for tomorrow night as well. And it's a subject for all of us until we die." And so we come together in the spirit of love. And each week we take a moment to be together, just to pause and breathe together in a moment of silence. Once again, I will use the meditation bell as a way of helping us move and fall into the silence together. But in this time, know that you don't have to be anybody special. You don't have to do anything special, except simply be together, breathe together, and allow the sense of silence to awaken you to that deep peace that is available to us, and awaken us all, I hope, to that sense of love, the heartbeat of love. And so I invite you to find a comfortable position to sit or stand. You might allow your back to be relatively straight so that you can breathe easily. Your chest is open. Your feet are on the floor. You can have your eyes closed or your eyes open, whatever is comfortable for you. There are beautiful stained glass windows to look at, or simply bring your focus to a spot in front of you on the floor, or rest your eyes as we come together for this moment of silence. Holy One, you come to us in so many ways. In the restoration that comes from silence, in the love that is communicated through a touch, a handshake, a hug, friendship, laughter. For the love that we're able to offer others with an open heart, and for the love that we receive, we give thanks. You come to us in the creative spark of music that lifts us up and inspires, or takes us deep and grounds us. You come to us through the needs of others who are struggling or suffering. And we remember those around the world and in our neighborhood who suffer in unbelievable ways. We pray that there are communities of compassion that are there to support them however they can, we can. We give thanks for the opportunity to come together in this unique configuration that we call Jazz Vespers. And today we give thanks in particular for Jamie Croil and the leadership that he has offered with a sense of love and joy for these many years. For all the ways that we are able to give ourselves to the well-being of others, we give thanks. May we do so collected in your creative spirit. In the name of love and peace and joy and hope everlasting. Amen. And so for those of you who are regular at Jazz Vespers, you'll know that we have an opportunity to express gratitude and to put gratitude into practice. And if you're visiting, you're invited to participate in a gratitude practice as well. As we give and receive an offering, this is your financial contributions go to support the musicians who bring their gift of music and their gift of creativity every week, and in this particular configuration this week. So amazing, so amazing. So who do we have? Maggie and Diane and Cosmo will be passing the basket, and Kathy, thank you. And also a moment to express our gratitude for the ops team. We have Robin and Alex and Diane and Tom that just make all of this run. And so you can hear. Let's please thank them as well. As we go into the next piece, which is beautiful. Clem Paytel. So, you know, in church, we sing hymns. And this is a hymn I think you all know. Tuesday is Jamie Croil's birthday. So, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jamie.
Come on.
Happy birthday to you. And in celebration of Jamie's birthday and with gratitude for his years of service, there is cake and punch, non-alcoholic punch, available for you right after the service, both chocolate and vanilla. So if you can, dessert first before your dinner. That's my rule. Dessert first. And then we have an important announcement by Benjamin McRae.
So this year marks the 30th anniversary of Jazz Vespers at St. Andrews-Wesley United
I think that's
Church.
worth another applause.
Yes.
30 years.
38 years. On May 26th, time to be determined and to be announced, we're going to be having a big bash celebrating all of the musicians and figures and speakers who have made this longest running Jazz Vespers in the province of British Columbia a possibility. So keep your eye out. The house band is going to be our very own Diane Lyons. And we're going to be inviting musicians to sit in, and it's going to be a big extravaganza. So,
and guest of honor?
Guest of honor is Jamie
Mr. Croil. All right, thank you so much, Benjamin, and thanks for the work that you're doing in helping pull that together. And so we leave you with this old Irish blessing. May the road rise before you, may the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and may the rain fall gently upon your fields. And until we meet again, may you be held in the hand of God. May you be held in the embrace of love, now and always. Amen.
You know, the last time I saw you, you were walking in the neighborhood. I waved hello across the street, couldn't wait to meet with you. We wandered down to our cafe, sat there trading stories through the day, talking all about our lives and aspirations. What friends like you mean to me makes me feel free to fly like an eagle. What friends like you bring to me, I hope I can give to you. You know, the last time I saw you, right now it seems so long ago. I hope your dreams have all come true and you're flying. What friends like you mean to me makes me feel free to fly like an eagle. What friends like you bring to me, I hope I can give to you. You know, the last time I saw you, that was so long ago. I hope that all your dreams come true and you're flying.
That's Braxton Raymond on the saxophone, Jason on the piano, good old Colin Sankey on the bass, Clem Patel on the drums. This is Harrison Ives on the guitar, Dave Ives also on the guitar, and Mr. Jamie Croil. Bravo. Thank you, Jamie. We love you. We're grateful. Stay for some cookie, some cake and punch. We're so delighted that Jamie's family is here as well, joining the celebration. See you next week. Cheers.